Good afternoon. The class which you are about to receive is about your separations travel entitlements. This is not to be confused with your PPM Diddy Move class that is given by the DMO office. This class is only for the personal travel-related entitlements associated with your final PCS from the Marine Corps. At the completion of this class, you should know what travel entitlements you rate to be reimbursed and what entitlements you do not rate to be reimbursed. You will also know how, where, and when to submit a travel claim, as well as the importance of ensuring your travel advance did not put you in debt to the government. As of December 2014, the Marine Corps has recovered over $9 million associated with the non-settlement of separating and retiring members' travel claims. Paying attention and learning the do's and don'ts of traveling will keep you from becoming one of the many Marines who have become in debt to the government due to these unsettled travel advances. In this class, we will be covering the following topics: the places you are authorized to travel, early departure of dependents, the modes of travel you are authorized, mileage amounts, per diem amounts, how many days travel you are authorized, what a travel advance is and what you rate, what you will need to settle your travel claim, and lastly, we will be covering how to submit your travel claim. When determining the distance you are authorized to travel, you will have to take into account whether you are simply separating from the Marine Corps with honorable service or you are being retired. This includes both normal and medical retirement. Please note that those not being honorably separated or those who have not served at least 90% of their initial contract will only be reimbursed for the cheapest mode of travel authorized by the DoD. This is usually an issued bus fare to your home of record. For all Marines separating honorably from the Marine Corps, you will rate to travel to your home of record. If you should choose to travel to another destination other than your home of record, then you will be limited to the distance between your current duty station and your home of record. As an example, a Marine who is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, decides to travel to Miami, Florida from Camp Pendleton, California. That Marine's reimbursement will not exceed the cost of traveling to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This includes both mileage and per diem. When a Marine has broken time in service, they rate to travel to their plebe. This is where a Marine has come back into the Marine Corps. This is almost always a different location than your original home of record. If your home of record block of the NAVMAC 11060 still contains your original home of record, you must get it changed. To rate travel entitlements to a home of selection, you must be retired honorably from the armed forces. When choosing your new home of selection, you are limited to the continental United States, unless you are from Hawaii, Alaska, or you are from another country and are returning. You will need to have prior authorization from Headquarters Marine Corps, MNRA. If travel is completed prior to the authorization, you will forfeit all travel entitlements. In accordance with travel regulations, early departure of dependents without appropriate orders is unauthorized. If you have been informed you will receive orders, are approved retirement, or have been told to send your dependents home without physically receiving a set of PCS orders, you do not rate travel entitlements. Before you send dependents to your new home of record, contact the IPAC or your S1 and physically get a copy of your orders. Per the regulation, general information furnished to the member concerning order issuance before the determination is made to actually issue the order, such as time of eventual release from active duty, time of service term expiration, retirement eligibility date, and expected rotation date from an OCONUS duty, is not advice that an order is to be issued. While completing the checkout process at IPAC, you will have to choose your mode of travel. This mode of travel will be your personal vehicle or a supplied government ticket. A POV is a vehicle in which you own or lease and is physically utilized in the transportation of household goods or dependents during your PCS. A government transportation request is an issued ticket to your specified location. These can be issued to you and your entire family. If you elect to utilize a privately owned vehicle, you will be limited to the number of eligible drivers on your orders. This is usually the active duty Marine and his or her dependent. If there are more than 2 privately owned vehicles and you have more than 2 eligible driving dependents, then you may submit a request to Headquarters Marine Corps authorizing you transportation entitlements for more than 2 vehicles. Please note that single Marines only rate reimbursement for 1 vehicle. If you need to request more than 2 vehicles for your PCS, you will need to contact Headquarters Marine Corps, MMIB 3, MMIA. Their phone number is listed on this slide. If you are utilizing a motorcycle, RV, boat, or personally owned plane, please provide an explanation when submitting your travel claim. This will ensure you are properly reimbursed. Some vehicle mileage rates may differ from the normal mileage rate of 24 cents per mile. While in transport, you will rate a per diem entitlement. This per diem entitlement is calculated on a countrywide average and includes your food, lodging, and incidentals. Depending on the age of your dependents, they will rate more or less per diem. For you, the member, you will rate the full entitlement of $129 per day. For any dependent above the age of 12, including the driver of the second vehicle, you will be reimbursed $96.75. This is 75% of the rate which the member is given. All dependents the age of 11 or less will rate $64.50. This is 50% of the rate which the member is given. If your dependents travel at a separate time than you, the driver of that vehicle will rate 100% of the per diem rate. To travel separately, you must depart and arrive on separate dates and at no time be traveling together. To calculate the amount of days which you rate travel entitlements, the Marine Corps uses a 350 mile per day table with exception to the first day, which is 400 miles. If you move to a location that touches the base which you are stationed, then you are considered to be moving within the corporate limits of the base and do not rate travel entitlements. You do, however, rate a PPM Diddy move and need to file a claim with DMO. For more information regarding this, please contact your local DMO office. The maximum days of travel rated within the United States is 10 days of travel. The only way this can be exceeded is due to medical limitations, which must be documented. Approval for extra travel time must be authorized by Headquarters Marine Corps prior to the departure of your current duty station. If you have elected to be issued a government transportation request, you will be limited to 1 day of travel per diem at 75% of the locality which you are traveling to. Each city within the United States has a different per diem rate. If you desire to know the rate in which you will be reimbursed, please contact your local IPAC. All per diem rates are published online and are accessible to everyone. If you should desire to take a government-provided transportation method, then you will rate taxi fare to your servicing terminal. A servicing terminal is the airport in which all flights are contracted to your base. For more information regarding your servicing terminal, contact your local DMO office. All members traveling on these orders rate the same amount of per diem regardless of age or date of travel. Due to the volume of non-submitted travel claims, the Marine Corps has changed the rules and regulations regarding the issuance of a separations and retirement travel advance. The new regulations are effective October 1, 2014, with the new fiscal year change. When being issued in advance, you will only be given 100% of the mileage rate. You will no longer be issued the per diem entitlement before travel. To satisfy the debt you have incurred by withdrawing a travel advance, you must submit a travel claim to your finance office. This travel claim is not to be confused with the PPM Diddy Move travel claim that is submitted to Albany, Georgia. If you do not submit a travel claim to your disbursing office within the established time limitations, the government will levy a debt against you. If this debt is not paid back within the established timeline you are given, then your debt will be sent to a debt collector, eventually affecting your credit score. This debt will also incur a large amount of interest that can get into thousands of dollars. Once your debt has been established with the debt collector, it will drop your current credit score over 100 points. To avoid this debt, you will need to submit a travel claim within 30 days of your selected estimate date of arrival, or EAS, whichever is greater. If you submit a travel claim and it is wrong, you should be contacted via email. If you do not supply an email address with your travel claim to the disbursing office, we will send you a letter in the mail outlining the errors you have made. This process often takes up to 3 weeks to complete, so it is imperative you submit the claim accurately. If you are unsure of how to fill out a travel claim, please contact your IPAC for assistance or utilize the how-to guide listed on the Camp Pendleton Disbursing Office website. This class will teach you how to fill out each block individually and should be utilized before contacting your IPAC or disbursing office. In the event that you submit a travel claim and you do not receive a notification of receipt within 2 business days, you are responsible to contact your disbursing office. If you have submitted your travel claim and have not received a payment into your bank account within 10 business days, you will also need to contact the disbursing office. It is possible that they were unable to contact you regarding an error with your claim. In the event that your travel claim was not submitted in ample time to process the payment and a recoupment has been initiated, you will need to contact DFAS to pay off your debt. The Marine Corps cannot adjust your pay or travel entitlements once DFAS is notified of a debt. This pertains to all members who have separated or retired. In no case can the disbursing office be held responsible for your errors with the submission of your claim. If you feel your claim has been incorrectly paid, contact your previous IPAC and inquire about it. When you are submitting your final PCS travel claim, you will need to submit it with the following documents: a properly completed 1351 TAC 2, a copy of your separation and terminal leave orders, a NAVMAC 11060, any government-provided transportation receipts, and all taxi receipts of $75 or more. In addition to these requirements, all Marines who are being processed for separation and retirement from an OCONUS duty station, otherwise known as Whiskey 95 Marines, must submit the following: all flight itineraries from your OCONUS location, your port call request, the orders sending you to the processing location, orders sending you to your VPC if applicable, and a separate travel itinerary showing your dependents' travel. Please note that your dependents will not rate travel entitlements to any other location than the selected location in your orders. If they travel to another location, you will need to contact your previous command to have your orders modified. The payment for your final PCS claim will be deposited into the account you have listed on file. If this account has changed, you will need to update it with an SF 1199 form prior to the submission of your travel claim. If you have changed your bank account and are unsure what account you have on file, please contact your previous IPAC for assistance. If the bank account information is incorrect, then you will need to ensure you also submit an SF 1199 with your travel claim. If your payment has been issued to a bank account that no longer exists, one of 3 things will happen to your money. The first thing that can happen is the bank account will be reopened by the bank. The bank will usually not contact you, and you will have to seek out where your money has gone. The finance office can provide a check trace number for your assistance. The second thing that can happen is the bank will simply send the disbursing office the money back. If this happens, Then we will attempt to contact you for an updated account. The last course of action that can happen is the bank will issue a check and send it to your last known address. Once this happens, it can be difficult to track your money down. To avoid all of this from happening, please ensure you have the correct information in your record prior to separation. Your travel claim submission should be sent to the email address listed on the screen. This is the most effective way of submitting your travel claim and the fastest way to ensure all debt to the government is settled in a timely manner. If you submit your travel claim via mail and there is an issue with it, it can take up to 1 month for the disbursing office to receive it back from you. If at any time while filling out your travel claim you run into a portion that you cannot figure out or you have a question, please contact your IPAC for assistance. You can also utilize the PowerPoint guide that has been created by the Camp Pendleton Disbursing Office Travel section.